Let me start off by posing a question to you, the viewer. What do you consider as you? Do you consider yourself as the person you are outside of the virtual medium that you view this video from? Or do you consider yourself as a persona you envelop when you view this video? Or maybe both of those personas are you. Now think, what if somebody else saw just one of these versions of you and formed your identity based on what they wanted? Now, their own perspective on you may not be the same as yours, but it still exists. It's very much real. And now consider that this other person who viewed you as one version over the other has psychotic tendencies to justify that only his version is a true perfect version. The rest are simple plagues that need to be exterminated. Maybe you yourself now begin to lose grasp of who you really are, and slowly you become uncanny to yourself and begin to question what's real and what's merely an illusion of yourself. A strange duality begins to form, and your own mental grasp on perception and reality fades into an abyss. This sort of psychological conflict is the one tackled in the Satoshi Kon film Perfect Blue, and this video is an homage to a movie I consider to be at the pinnacle of fiction, for its relevance to issues today and the deep psychological questions it poses to its viewers regarding on who the true version of yourself is and what encapsulates a person's reality as compared to fiction. There are many popular animated films out there, the likes of the recent popular film Mugen Train, which is an amazing animated spectacle, or films like A Silent Voice, which tackles a deep thematic concept, or maybe even the vastly popular Your Name, which pairs an amazing art style with an equally vibrant direction to provide entertainment in the animated medium never seen before to this day. But if I were to choose a movie which encapsulates all these positives and continues forward to discuss the subject matter way ahead of its time, then I'll say that movie is Perfect Blue. Due to this film being a thriller with an element of mystery in it, I won't be heavily spoiling the film, nor will I be dissecting particular plot points. Rather, I'll be looking at the themes and the movie's masterful ideas in a holistic manner, and hopefully attempt to convince my viewers to give this film a watch. Perfect Blue is based off the novel Perfect Blue Complete Metamorphosis by Yoshikazu Takeuchi, and it follows this girl Mima, who has recently left an idol group to further her professional career as an actress. She realizes that she has a stalker who knows every intimate detail about her life and is obsessed with the idol version of Mima. And soon after, many strange occurrences start happening around Mima, like receiving a harmful letter bomb and getting threatening faxes. On top of all that, Mima is also forced to do scenes in her acting career which are a bit vulgar to say the least, and it starts taking a mental toll on her. The combination of these events change Mima's life from being a simple one to a twisted, ambiguous one, where the concept of reality and perception takes center stage. Satoshi Kon is a director who frees himself from the standards of reality that we impose on ourselves and lets his film exist in his own sense of reality, and his masterful direction is what makes Perfect Blue work so well. Immediately, we see the colors of the film take a far paler and mundane tone to express themselves. Kon is also expertly using different colors in the film to portray a dark story in which we see the character mentally break. The tones go paler when need be, and overall, matched up with the fluid animation of its time, the visual storytelling of this film is second to none. It lures you in and basks you in a false sense of security, only to terrify you in the most surreal way possible. It's not hard to realize that symbolism and imagery take center stage in this film, and its use can be evident in the first few minutes of the film itself, as we see the unpleasant stalker hold up her favorite idol as he views her concert from a distance. Speaking of art and imagery, the stalker, who is portrayed as the antagonist of this film, from the very start is shown in such a horrendous way that you're keen to contrast him with the otherwise realistic depictions of people, especially our friendly Mima. He's well and truly an ugly bastard. Meanwhile, Kon uses his expert technique of duality to showcase Mima's everyday life and how normal she is, well, at least until the twisted events of the narrative take effect on her. The showcase and contrast of duality adds so much value to the film for me. It kept me engrossed in the film, and as expected of Satoshi Kon, it lured me in and made me invested in what I thought would be a linear plot surrounding these two characters, only to lull me into a false sense of security as the psychosis art of Perfect Blue began to take shape. I cannot praise the cinematography of this film enough. It's a cinematography paired with the story which creates this masterpiece of a film. We start off pretty normal, but as the movie goes on, the cuts and narrative surrounding the film and Mima's own acting career begin to converge, and for the viewers this is a deeply surreal yet disturbing viewing experience, and quite frankly I think it's something best viewed on your own. We see a character lose her mental sanity, and the viewer is very much part of this downfall of a character. Trying to declutter the end of the film takes away from its purpose, I believe, but anyone who's seen the movie knows how spectacularly terrifying it is. It's a psychedelic roller coaster to say the least. I believe the music of Perfect Blue is one of its underrated elements. I'm inclined to believe that it's probably not a standout aspect of the film, but to undermine it is borderline criminal. It's perfectly suited to the horror psychological style of the movie, and it uses the element of silence very well. The sham songs are well done, and the intense scenes followed by the melancholic ones are well heard through the sound. It's incomplete to talk about the sound of the film without mentioning Mima's voice actor. Mima's voice actor absolutely killed all the scenes she was part of, and to voice a character going through a mental downfall and showing the psychotic effects of it is very difficult, although the voice actor nailed every beat and added to the terrifying thrill. The character of Mima in the film Perfect Blue is filming another movie, and there's some uneasy scenes taking place in that movie inside of the film of Perfect Blue, and the voice actor had to be able to convey those emotions of uneasiness and fright as well, and so they did. So once again, well done to Iwao Junko-san for the amazing voice acting of the film. I'd love to break down the nitty-gritty scenes of the movie and explain their thematic relevance, particularly the location of Mima's room and things surrounding it, although I believe me dissecting those scenes would take away from the viewer's enjoyment of the movie. And when you first see it, I truly believe it's something to be experienced on your own, and I'd go as far as to say to watch it alone, because it'll have more of an impact on you as it did on me. As this video nears its conclusion, it would be a disservice if I don't talk about this film's impact on the society as well. I feel that this movie way back in 1997 was ahead of its time, and it was discussing a lot of the internet culture and the online personas we know of today. The theme of personas and identity is something that people feel today more than ever before, as a lot of our lives is captured by the cutting-edge technology around us. I also think that this film will be at the pantheon of greats when it comes to films in general, and not just animated movies, because I well and truly believe that the concept of dissociative personality, while tackling a very real problem with the contemporary society in Japan, as well as the world to an extent, has never been done this well before. It's also cool to know that the Academy Award-winning film Black Swan had heavy similarities with Perfect Blue, but I can also confidently say that Perfect Blue was executed far better, and the themes that Kon was going for is far better expressed in the animated medium. Now, to talk about this film's impact on me. Well, it made me realize who I am online as to who I am in person, and how people perceive me online as to how people perceive me in reality. But then again, online is also a reality. In the end, all I can say is, well, I'm the real thing.